I Hate Myselfie by Shane Dawson. Welcome to my channel. My name is Samuel and I want to make self-growth normal. If you want to make self-growth normal, because I don't want to do it alone, and who doesn't want to make self-growth normal, then make sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps with ranking and SEO and all this other stuff, and I really appreciate it because so much work goes into making these videos. Shane Dawson he's like, there are not that many words that you can use to describe him concisely. I mean, he's been on YouTube for 14 years. His videos amassed millions of views in days. He has over 22 million subscribers at the making of this video, and I think that the main reason for these things, other than his consistency and skills of him and his camera guy Andrew, it's his personality and how he portrays it. Not that he's some attention grabber, not that he gets some sort of a rush out of shocking people, but he stands out like a purple cow in a field of white and black ones. He's just extraordinary at being himself. In an age where a universal ether of information is exploited in a millisecond by the touch of your fingertips, lots of us are just constantly confused about where we are in life, where we want to go, and the more we look, the more difficult it can sometimes be to find answers. This isn't to mention that I've really only kind of seen his videos because my girlfriend loves Jeffree Star, the enormously popular MUA. We've seen all their collabs. They're an excellent team per se. This isn't to mention the whole thing with the Conspiracy Collection and Shane's docuseries about its creation, production, release, and promotion step by step. His videos have this like aura of relatability and self-exploration that's not easy to find elsewhere. And with his videos, you can see that he has probably been through a lot as just a content creator, as well as how he has taken that. Again, with going back to the relatability, he takes that in ways a lot of people probably would. But 22 million subscribers and I don't know how many million Twitter followers later. And again, it's not just about followers, it's about connection, of course. Followers, the only reason I just mentioned that in any of my videos is because that's a quantity and you can't put a quantity on how deeply you touch people's lives, as far as I know. But he just reacts to it still now, in ways a lot of people pretty much probably would. And that just makes him more magnetic to his audience. What's even more is that he seems to take his misfortunes just as seriously as he does not. And that is a striking trait of his personal brand, is his degree of self-deprecation. Throughout the docu-series, he made a lot of self-fat jokes. He says in the beginning of this book that he embraces the fact that he has a very punchable face and does not understand a lot of the things that we do on the internet. He wants to show us his true self, or at least however much of it we don't see easily in his videos, which for a content creator I think is a noble goal. Now, the last book I reviewed where it's a reflection of one's earlier years was, I think, Trevor Noah's bestseller Born a Crime. It's not normal I even get books like this because I always try to review books in self-help, technology, and business, but ones like this, if you are the type to pick everything apart as much as you can in between the lines, this book gives you these insights on incorporating all sorts of humor and personality and twists and turns in your storytelling abilities, yours, let alone the author's, that and like the ability to reflect constructively on your past mistakes and victories and get more out of those reflections. So, to a degree, you can definitely see some return on your investment over time the more of these books you look into. Or at least I imagine. I've only really been reviewing books for like 4 months. So I'm not going to try to spoil the outcomes of any of the stories themselves, but rather the actual substance of them instead. It's just that he makes the most normal experiences sound like the end of the world by almost amplifying the way he reacted to them and how they hit him back. It's like everything to him is the most embarrassing thing anyone can go through. It's like this book is another personal collection of insights written to prove further one's belief that you attract what you are and what you feel. And what's so odd about that is that if he just had all these awkward moments with auditions, scam artists, sexual experimentation and self-discovery, family illnesses, insecurities of one's own personal appearance, lack of confidence, and yet somehow eventually sales experience, which really surprised me a lot. At the same time, it sort of didn't. I'm saying that as someone who's trying to get into sales. But again, there's just so much to relate to. And weight loss and astral projections. These are such common things. Obviously, not all of them. And yet, he is where he is. Again, like, I really think the main point of mine with this review, aside from how I feel about the book, is that a major component of why you are where you are is what you have done with the reflections of what you have experienced throughout your life. Speaking of which, he also talks about what it was like when he began to gain traction on YouTube, which can always be interesting to learn about for someone who's either on that path of YouTube fame, or they aren't, but they've considered the possibility of it. Speaking of the whole YouTube thing, I do see this as like a technically constructed, more condensed version of the personality that oversees his videos and brand. In my opinion, overall it was rather brilliantly put together with what seems like a portfolio of intentions for its own execution. I feel like that didn't really make that much sense. Basically, I liked it a lot, and I couldn't really imagine listening to the audiobook, at least, and finding what I'm hearing uninteresting. Quotes. It was similar to the way people treat Oprah. You just let her do her thing and don't bother her with your petty normal people problems. This is before there were apps, so it was a lot harder to pretend to be busy. If it was physically possible for Rosie O'Donnell and Ellen DeGeneres to breed, they would have popped out me. Back in 06, there was only an LGB club at school. Now there's an LGBTIA community. It's pretty amazing what 8 years can do. Direction 1. I recommend this book for anyone who is fascinated and or inspired by the rise and early lives of YouTube megastars of today. Especially the one who wrote it, perhaps. Direction 2. If you like this book, I really can only see myself recommending to check out Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. Again, this type of memoir or essay collection is a very abnormal purchase for me. Admittedly, it's honestly sort of an attempt at trend hacking, but I did explain, other than that, a big reason why I bothered reviewing it. The only other one of these types of things that I know and have listened to and have reviewed is definitely Black Privilege by Charlemagne the God. I Hate Myselfie by Shane Dawson. There's a link in the description if you guys want to check it out and read the reviews. That and all the other books that I mentioned in this video if you want to check those out as well. By the way, I do plan on checking out more personal memoirs, especially of popular YouTubers in the future, because I really liked this one, and I thought it was really cool. If there are any other books that you guys want me to check out and review, especially in the variety that I just told you about, please let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if you checked out this book and you liked it. But hey, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because I don't really get why people watch this far into my videos and they don't subscribe, but if you have subscribed and you want to turn up just a notch and turn on that notification bell to receive a notification every time I drop a new video, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere, and I will see you then.